Well, can't go nowhere without my shoes. Yeah, I like the low top shoes, guys. Vans are my jam, but they get really trashed. Well, it was raining. Doesn't look like it's raining now. And look at this sexy beast. Let's do the cold start. Oh, guys, I love that cold start. So nasty. Oh, damn, Dougie Fresh. That was pretty quick, I ain't gonna lie. That was kind of dangerous, but you know, guys, it is what it is. What's going on, YouTube? Yamaha, welcome to the channel. And in today's episode, not only am I riding the beautiful, amazing 2021 MT-09, but I'm actually going to talk about a few things that I'm wanting to do to the bike that I'm actually waiting for. So if you want to hear it, stick around and stay tuned.
If any of this content interests you, do me a huge favor. Don't forget to hit the like button. If you want, go ahead and subscribe to the channel and hit the bell notification to be notified of all new uploads.
So if many of you guys have been watching the channel and sticking up to date with all the upgrades I've done to the MT-09, you guys recently saw the video where I took it to Ace Cafe and ran it on the dyno. It ran a 108, and for some reason I did not get the torque, how many foot-pounds of torque it made. I should have actually asked for that, but I did not, so I apologize for that. But I'm probably gonna say it's around the 62 to 64 range, something like that. But nevertheless, I was not too happy with the run, even though it did better than, I guess, the stock version without the full Akaprovic exhaust. But I was hoping for some numbers more closer to the 120 digits. So with that being said, one of the things that I want to do to the MT-09 as soon as it's available is do the flash. Now that will probably unlock a lot of the throttle restriction. Even though this has an amazing throttle response, it'll probably just make it a lot better, but it'll also help it from running so lean. It does run a little lean at times. I feel like when I'm trying to really hit the high RPMs, that it's asking for more but not getting enough. So I'm assuming that it has to do with all the restrictions that this Euro 5 emissions has put on this bike. But that is probably the number one thing that I want to do to this bike as of now, is that I want to wait for a flash to come out for this ECU so we could go ahead, flash it, program it, and run it on the same dyno and actually get some good before and after content. I'm hoping this thing will run closer to like the 125 range. That's what I'm hoping. It did a 110. It did a 110 to the wheel, so I'm hoping for another 15 horsepower, 15 to 20, and I think that's totally doable once the ECU is unlocked and it's flashed. I don't know what it is, but now every time I'm under an overpass, I always get scared, like in those earthquake movies, that it's gonna collapse on me. It's like this weird phobia I have. I know it's not gonna happen, it's just one of those things. Another thing that I wanted to upgrade on this bike is the saddle. Now, I know in a previous video I made, actually a couple, I don't really complain too much about the actual seat, the saddle that's on this bike. It's actually pretty decent. I ride it, honestly, for a while with no discomfort. But after riding the R1 this weekend, I realized that that saddleman seat I have on the R1 is such an amazing feel. Super soft on the tushy. So one of the things I want to upgrade on this bike as soon as it's available is the saddle. I really feel that a better saddle will improve the ride of the bike and just the overall comfort, especially when you're doing longer rides. So I've been trying to implement longer rides, and after a while, not that my butt hurts, but it's just not as comfortable as I wish it would be. So definitely one of the things I want to upgrade on this bike as soon as it's available, man, I love this view, is the saddle. I also adjusted the GoPro, so I'm hoping that this new angle looks a lot better. Whoops, I shouldn't put my hand over it. Because I noticed that on some of my videos it seemed like I was looking down too much, and I do ride with my head forward, you know, like an angle. So I guess with my head being forward, the position of the GoPro was actually facing more down than up. So I'm hoping this new angle works better. So leave me a comment in the comment section if you like the new angle, because I'm just really trying to make it a lot better for you guys. Can I get this bike to wheelie? Let's see. Lift control off. Guys, I do not know how to wheelie, so this is just going to be weird. This is going to be like my first attempt to get this thing really to try to pop up. Oh, it came up like 3 inches. 3 inches. I'll take that. Wheelie over. All right, no, I'm serious. I don't know how to wheelie, guys. I've been really wanting to learn how to wheelie, but for some reason it's like, ooh, I felt it there a lot longer. So I could power wheelie in second gear and it just like lifts it up a few inches and I feel it off the ground, and then I just drop it down because I feel like I'm in a red line anyway. So I should probably try it in maybe in third gear, and I don't want to clutch up because I hear that you got to be kind of skilled for that kind of thing, so not clutching up. All right, so now back to business. What I want to get done to the bike. So we already talked about the ECU flash. Definitely want to do that. Definitely want to get a better saddle. And obviously the next thing I want is what we've all been waiting for, is the integrated taillight system. Now TST has actually been taking Old Blue here to the shop. I haven't really given this bike a name yet, but I'm going to call her Old Blue for now. So they've been taking Baby Blue to the shop and getting all the final fitments and adjustment done for it for the integrated taillight system. So I'm super happy about that because I really want to eliminate these temporary blinkers that I have on my plate. And they're also working on a taillight bracket system. I like where my plate's at now, but I would like better hardware and actual like a mount to have it on versus my awesome temporary, you know, rig for now. It works, it's awesome. People see the bike from far away, the plate, so it's not a big deal. But I want something a little more bougie, you know, something a little bit more refined. So definitely waiting on that to be done. And honestly, that is going to be done really quick because they're going to have 2 undermount systems. They're going to have one that deletes, obviously, the big whale tail hole when you remove the stock, you know, rear mudguard, that big gaping hole that's there. So they got a plate that's going to cover that up. It's just an aluminum plate that you just bolt on with 4 screws. And then they're having the whole tidy tail, which is the plastic that I temporarily have, which actually eliminates the hole and makes it sleek, one nice smooth piece of plastic all the way down to the bottom. So that is what I'm waiting on next. So once the fender eliminator kit is complete and that under plastic, I don't know, I'm gonna call it the tidy tail fairing kit is what I'm gonna call that. Once those come in, I'll be super happy because honestly I feel like the bike is pretty much complete. Could I put other parts just to put other parts? Yes, but then that's gonna kind of be like very, you know, like irresponsible of me because I got great shifters, I got amazing crash protection already on the bike, I already got the full exhaust, I got the radiator guards, I got all the lights all the way around except for the new integrated taillight system that they will be making, which I can't wait for that to come out. And that's pretty much it. I mean, once that's done, I'm pretty much done with the bike. I mean, there is a couple of other things that I would like to do down the future, maybe a cool wrap. There is a YouTube channel that I follow, Built Moto, super cool guy out of Texas. He has got one of the baddest wrapped 2021 MT-09s probably in the world. Man, his bike looks so kick ass. I'm just not brave enough to actually try to do something like that because I really just like the stock look of bikes. You know, I've always been one of those guys that just like the stock look the way it is, but I appreciate art and I appreciate people doing amazing, beautiful changes on things that look already really good. So with that being said, Built Moto's got probably one of the baddest looking MT-09s out there. So if you haven't seen his channel, check it out, Built Moto. Like I said, he's out of Texas, and his MT-09 is freaking beautiful. So that's probably something I want to do down the road once I get brave enough to actually do something like that. A wrap is probably something I would like to do down the road. Another thing I want to do down the road is the Rizoma brake master cylinder. I've seen a few guys with that on, and man, it looks really nice. I mean, it essentially is the same thing, but it just looks a little bit more classier. So guys, as you can see, this bike is pretty much complete, man. I mean, there's really nothing else that I could really do to it other than just small things. You know, the ECU flash is going to be a big deal. The saddle will definitely be a big deal once I get that on. Once TST is done with this integrated taillight system, as you guys can see here, I actually have a prototype. There's no hole here for the whale tail. It's actually covered, and they're making a bracket system for this. So this is going to be super nice once they get the integrated taillight. Then I could delete these little temporary flashers I have, rear turn signals, because obviously in the state of Florida you are going to get a ticket if you don't at least have something. So this is just temporary. I know it's not the greatest. It's temporary, but once they come out with the integrated taillight and they come out with the mounting bracket for this plate, this whole back is going to look so much better. I have the exhaust already. I have frame sliders. I have bar ends, bar end mirrors. I have brand new, levers. Most of these items I bought from tstindustries.com. You could obviously go to Cycle Gear, where I got my exhaust and a few other things, but man, there ain't really much more to do to this. Here's the pretty lady. So the Rizoma reservoir is another thing I probably want to do. And other than that, man, I mean, I'm even happy with this windscreen. Like, I really don't want to change that. I mean, I got that when it first came out. Some guys were like, it's a little short, but after seeing what's out there, man, I really just like the look of that. It's simple, it's nice, it's functional. So yeah, so guys, here it is. I mean, this is one of the best bikes I've ever owned in my life. And honestly, I actually enjoy it, riding it more than the Mara 1. Mara 1 is awesome. I mean, for high-end speeds and just really getting on it, it's a bad machine. But for just everyday riding and just having fun around town and even on the highway, man, this bike is a blast. So definitely wouldn't change it. Those are just a few things I want to change on the bike, guys. So into the next one. Hope you guys enjoyed the wheelie video. Psych. I'm gonna have to work on that, man. That was horrible. Some of you guys gonna be like, dude, for real, you can't wheelie? Look, man. Look, I gotta work on Monday. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching the channel. Hope you enjoyed it. And stay tuned. Once these parts are available, I will be getting them. I will be putting them on. And obviously, I'll be sharing it with you guys. So until the next one, peace.